Hello again, friends and loyal Wolfpack members. Chaos Wolfian, welcome back to the Elite Dangerous 2.3 beta server. And considering that a lot of things may be changing in 2.3, mostly in regard to Multicrew and how you want to go and set your ships up for Multicrew, what we're going to be doing is setting up a number of different ships, how I would go and set them up for Multicrew. This time we're going to go and have a look at the Python. Now, last time we went and had a look at the Imperial Cutter, and we had that one modded out of the wazoo. Now, this one is... we're actually going to go and try and not modify this one too much. In fact, I'm actually not going to modify this one at all, because this is a ship that a lot of people could potentially have access to. And I want to go and see just how well this will work without being modified. Now, what we're going to do is just go and have a look at how I've had this set up. First of all, we're having a look at the hard points. Sorry for the lighting, but this is the best we're going to be getting with the engineer here at the Dweller's Place. But we've got two turreted pulse lasers so that we can have our gunner go and use them. Now, bearing in mind the Python is only a two-seat ship, and it doesn't have a fighter base, so the only other crew member we can have is literally going to be the gunner. And he's going to have pretty much access over the top 180 degrees of this ship. Maybe a little bit beyond that. I don't quite know what the fire arcs are on this. But he's going to have a 360 degree fire arc around the top of the ship. I've got access to a large gimbaled multi-cannon under the nose, and I've also got two medium beam lasers, also gimbaled. So we're going to go and see how well this is going to work. Now, I would go for kinetic weapons, but I really want to go and see how well the power distributors are going to hold up with two large pulse lasers and two medium beam lasers. I'm really curious to see how well it'll hold up with the load. And like I said, I'm going to have the multi-cannon under here to go and just take out whatever ships we can. Now, hopefully these two are going to be good enough to go and take out small ships by themselves, whereas larger ships we're going to be able to focus fire between the two of us. So this is going to be rather interesting. Utility point wise, we've got one shield booster, a kill warrant scanner, and we've also got two heatsink launchers because I want to go and compensate for the heat generated by our shield cell banks. Core internals, everything is virtually A-rated apart from the life support. We do have the best sensors because I want to keep our sensor range to as maximum as possible. And for the optional internals, we've got a standard 6A shield generator, two 6A shield cell banks, and a bunch of fuel and fuel scoops. Basically how I would have this set up on live. I have this set up very slightly differently on live currently, especially since I have two plasma accelerators here and another beam laser under the nose, because then again I do have this ship heavily modified. But I'm curious to go and see how this will work and whether or not I'll want to change my Python for 2.3. If this works extremely well, I will go and change it on the live server, but that remains to be seen. Now, the other thing we've got to go and do now is to go and put this ship through its paces in a hazardous resource extraction site. I'm currently joined by Commander Asakar, and we're going to be going and seeing just how well this ship's going to perform stock with Multicrew. So let's get in there and just see how far we can push this ship's limits. So we got our first target. Are we ready, Asakar?
Ready when you are.
Alright, so fire when ready. Let me actually get my weapons out. Here we go. I've got the power plant targeted, and he's dropped shaft, so I'm going to stop firing on him for the moment, and targeting back to the power plant again. Now, I think we're going to need a shield cell bank. Thank you muchly.
I'm noticing with an active gunner on board, the chaff doesn't seem to have much of an effect.
Oh, the chaff there on the enemy ship?
Yeah, they don't seem to be affecting my turrets at all.
Well, that's interesting. Wow, that guy went down quick. Awesome sauce.
Right, shields are recharging again.
And bearing in mind, this is actually a stock Python. Now, the maneuverability isn't amazing, because I'm actually used to this ship being a little bit more maneuverable, because my one on live server is actually modified out the wazoo.
Yep.
But here we're going to have something interesting, because we've got three ships. So what I'm thinking is we might want to focus different targets, perhaps. Because we've got two Vipers, a Viper Mark III and a Viper Mark IV, winged up... Actually, no, they're not winged up. It's two Viper Mark IIIs winged with a... Not so. So what I'm thinking is we'll take out the Vipers first. Are you ready?
And then kill the Clipper?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But I'm going to go and try and shield tank this as much as I can. So are you ready?
I guess.
So I'm curious to see how the... Yeah, we still are recharging when I am not firing, because my two beam lasers seem to take a lot out of the. So let's get him down quick as we can. Yeah, you're gonna have.
Oop! Somebody assaulted someone.
Yeah, it's fine. We're on piracy, so it doesn't matter. So there we go. Oh, there we go. Like I said, the manoeuvrability on this isn't as good as it could be, but it's still better than nothing. We're going to get...
Did I not hit a heatsink?
I think we might be out of heat sinks on that particular launcher. It's not a massive problem. Yeah, I can't hear any heat sinks going, but we seem to be doing alright.
Well, then that was my bad for overheating your ship to 200%.
It's the beta server, I'm not overly worried. Well, there we go, that's that guy down. Right, where is he? He's down that way.
He's right below us, actually.
Yeah, I'll flip around so to give you a shot. Oh, I missed the...
Get back into the right fire group. Where's my weapons?
We're probably going to need a shield cell bank in the near future. I'm trying to go into his yaw. But his shields are going down now. There we go. Yeah, we got a shield cell. We got a heatsink launcher that time, so that was great.
Hey, for some reason... There we go. Now the lasers are working. It's weird.
So I'm just firing with my multi-cannon at the moment. I'm not using the beams at all. Try and give you as much with the turrets as possible. Yeah, we seem to be face tanking this quite well. And there he goes. So that's not bad.
Nice.
Now what I realised as well is if we can go and find ourselves a wing of a few smaller ships, theoretically we can actually go and focus different targets. Which I want to go and give a go of.
And then this is my first time running gunner on Multicrew, and I'm noticing the camera, like the gunner camera, it stays fixed no matter what orientation you put the ship.
Yeah, no, it does. It's the only way you can move the camera is you yourself moving the sights.
Definitely does come in handy.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus the Federal dropship, and what I'm going to try and do is do this in camera mode. This is going to be interesting.
And then I'll see if I can't shoot one of the fighters down.
Yeah, I'm doing this in third-person camera fighting on this, so this is really weird.
If the fighters aren't in the correct orientation, I'll just help with the dropship.
Alright. Oh, this is weird. Actually, seeing the thrusters actually opening and closing at the back is actually really interesting. I've never seen this before. Is it shields down?
Come on, heatsink. Where are you? There we go.
Oh, this is weird.
Oh, shields are off.
It's fine. We'll be alright. I'm trying to stay in his yaw, but this is really weird. Oh, there we go. We're at 26%.
Gotta go for a Viper.
Yeah, no, this was my fault. I forgot to put power pips into systems before going into... Oh, we're dead!
Well, that was certainly interesting.
Yeah, well, until I decided to try and fight in third person, just because I wanted a decent shot of it.
Yeah.
That was going quite well. But that was all my fault, because I forgot to put pips into the systems, and I couldn't see that they weren't there, because I wasn't in the... I was trying to get a better shot. So,
yep.
What we can say is this was going really well up until the point it wasn't.
Yeah.
So overall, this was actually working quite well, I think. But I do think we actually went and overextended ourselves, not just fighting a wing, but also me not knowing what the hell was going on. So
yeah, there's that.
Bit of a new mistake.
Hey, we're in a stock Python, so I think we did pretty good.
Yeah, I think we did quite well. In fact, I do think that just having a gunner in the Python, and I do think this setup's actually quite nice. I wouldn't mind trying this out with a somewhat different setup on live, because right now my setup is roughly the same, apart from I have plasma accelerators instead of those turreted the turreted pulses. So I may swap the pulses out.
I would say when you have a gunner, keep your nose down just a little bit, because I had a hard time tracking on that dropship.
Yeah, no, the problem was I was in third-person camera, so I couldn't see where I was aiming properly. So yeah, no, I just wanted to get a better shot, but obviously that's not the best idea to do when you're in proper combat. I should really do this if I'm multi-crewing on somebody else's ship. Yeah,
or you have the other person get the good camera shot. And
yeah, definitely. No, I definitely need to get a camera person. But this is going to be interesting. But overall, I think this was a fairly good success.
Couldn't agree more with you there.
Yeah. No, I do think I am going to be re-outfitting my Python on the live server, and this is actually going to work a lot better than this is. Now, the thing is, I was actually trying to decide whether or not I should just have the gunner using the under-nose mounted hardpoint, just using that particular one, because that might work better. Or it might be better if I have access to the two large hardpoints at top, and the gunner has the two mediums on top and the one large on bottom. That actually might provide a much better all-round fire arc.
Definitely give the gunner a much larger arc of fire instead of just the 180 degrees on top.
Yeah, I think I'll try that next time. So we've learned something at least.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, this is going to be it for this video, guys. I know it ended a little bit anticlimactically than what I was expecting, but noob mistake for the third-person camera mode there. So, oh well. What are you going to do? Anyway, guys, I do hope you've enjoyed the video. Like it if you've liked it, dislike it if you didn't. I've been Commander Chaos Wolf from Sci-Fi Gaming, and this has been Asakar.
Yep, thank you for having me on here.
It's been a pleasure. It's been great having you aboard. Until next time, Commanders, keep flying and stay shiny.